Where to begin? Got a bunch of tiny little projects to deal with now. Last minute stuff, we're getting close. So we got 275 feet. Yeah, 275 feet of chain in the anchor locker. I'm going to add another 150 feet of 8 plate to the back end of it. And I just need to figure out how to splice it. We're ready to split. So we're getting close. Got a little kind of ongoing list of just some things to take care of, little things here and there. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing for the next week or so. Ask me how long I've been doing this.
I already know how long. So what are you doing?
I am splicing 8 plate. That's what I got so far. After starting over twice. So
8 a.m. is when you started?
no.
Are you sure?
Don't look at your watch. So yeah, this is a super punk.
Is that the word you were going to use?
You do not want to know the word I was going to use. It's nice rope. It's got a really beautiful. It's got a beautiful feel.
It's going to be fine.
This is our ground tackle. I want it.
And it'll roll over the gypsy.
Mostly.
To some degree.
Well, this will roll through the gypsy.
Yeah,
no problem.
it might hang up right there, but we could pull it.
Yeah. If we gotta pull this little knuckle over the gypsy, that's fine. But you gotta spread everything out to make it flat, so you can get it flat enough and packed in there. Because otherwise, it's just a big old jumbled mess. But it's this chick that does splicing, and she does a lot of this chain stuff. Her video on Facebook is 45 minutes long. So she's a professional splicer doing this for customers, and it's like a 45-minute splice. So it only took me 6 hours. So
well, you're not done yet.
On my first try, yeah, no kidding.
Just doing 7 hours here in a minute. I'll come back when you're done.
See you tomorrow.
Or the next day.
I'm going to sleep in the cockpit tonight.
I'll add an update. It's been a few hours.
I'm just whipping the ends. And learned something new on the internet today. I guess you got to soak this stuff before you can use it on a windlass.
So how long did this take you?
Way longer than it should have. It was like 8 effing hours. And
these ends just stay like that?
Tuck those and burn them over, so mushroom them over with the hot knife. Like I said, I should have started with something I know how to do.
Tomorrow's another day. So you said the rope is stiff now?
No, it just tightened up this knot. Right here.
So it's been soaking overnight?
Yeah. Here's the chain to rope splice I did yesterday. And there's still a lot of water in it. I'm thinking about
ringing it?
Putting this section on the winch, like shackle it to the deck cleat and maybe take it back to the winch just to tension this knot a little bit more, just to make sure none of the strands slip through. I'll flake it out and dry it out before we dip it down in the chain locker. I'll pre-tension it, get it dry, and then stretch it a little bit. The set is good. None of these are pulling through that I burned over, so we'll unshackle it, start feeding it back down into the chain pipe. I can feed it down if you want to be in there feeding it into a pile and then just shove it off to the side. I was thinking we'll keep the road on one side and then just whatever we end up with, and then just when the chain starts rolling in off the gypsy, then we'll stack it where it falls. So it gets a little lumpy right at the gypsy, but it does go down. The knot's a little stiff. So it's something we'd have to guide through. See how this goes over.
Well, for the past couple of weeks, I've been trying to figure out where everything's supposed to go. And so today, because this is the first day that Rich isn't going to be occupying the whole settee area, he's going to be outside. So this is the first day that I can use it to kind of empty out our big pantry and kind of reorganize it, because there's a lot of stuff that's on the top shelf that's glass, jars and stuff of food, and I don't think I want it there because I think it's gonna fall or it's gonna break. So I need to find a better spot for it. We've got some in the bilge. We've got a cupboard that we emptied over here. I can probably empty this one. We found a bunch of storage that we can now use that's no longer occupied by crap for the water maker. So that stuff is pretty much almost loaded up completely. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. I have gotten rid of most of the cardboard, and I'm going to get rid of some more today. And we have a food saver, so I'm going to kind of do all that stuff and get that stuff all ready to go. So it's been a couple days since I cleaned out this cupboard, the big pantry cupboard, and this is kind of what I've come up with. So top shelf is going to be paper goods, and then that is my pressure cooker, and then some kind of random stuff that fits right there. Our vacuum fits right here, so nothing too heavy up here. This stuff is all kind of light. And then down here we have, this is our grill. And then we have like a food processor, a blender, just some cooking appliances. This is my lowest shelf. In the bin, I have paper goods, so toilet paper and some garbage bags. This is just coconut milk, but it could be whatever. And then I have got another one of those bins full of canned and heavy goods. And that sits right there. So pretty snug. It might shift forward a little bit, but I've also got some things like this that need to sit in here. We have this latch here. We also have a barrel bolt at the bottom. And I think we're good for this one. So yesterday I went to a couple different stores and bought, 10 different bins to use for storage. So here in our very small bathroom, there's, I guess it seems like a lot of storage, but maybe we just have a lot of stuff. I don't know. You know, we've been at the marina a long time and stuff is just kind of in cupboards, but not really secure, I guess. I put a bunch of kind of bins so things are inside so that if it shifts around, things are just tipping over loose. And then same with this cupboard. This is mostly just my stuff. Then down below, this is actually a pretty big storage. This used to be a garbage can. Now it is a toilet pump, medicines and supplies like toothpaste and shampoo and all that kind of stuff. And then there's a shelf down below. And below that we have spare pumps, spare parts for the pumps, for this pump, for our foot pumps. The last thing I have to do is work on this cupboard. And this is just chemical cleaning stuff right now. This is actually salt water for the toilet cleaning stuff. We have to use a certain cleaning thing for the toilet. There's a little space down below too. We could store something down there. For as small as this is, it's got quite a bit of storage. Honestly, I'd take less storage in here and have a separate shower stall. It's the bane of my existence.
I had to install a deck plate here so I can get to the dipstick for the oil. The Perkins dipstick was accessible through this hatch on top. Not so easy under here. So, oil fill, I can even get to the coolant cap, but getting to the dipstick on a regular basis every time you start the engine just to check it, not so easy. There you go. Dipstick. Look at that clean oil. Oh, yeah. Just did an oil change recently. Oh, I could fight it around, but it's
not really.
It's not good for the bend in the dipstick. Yeah, you have to take apart the whole companionway, which involves taking down the ladder, taking off this front step, and then taking off the engine cover overall. So it's like a big friggin' process. And then slide everything forward so I can get to the dipstick. So yeah, this is a convenience factor for sure. So I'm installing some pad eyes just so we can tie down the dinghy, and I'm kind of trying to find out where it's going to hit, where it's not going to land on the bulkhead. They'll be stuck through on the inside of the V-berth, backed up with washers and nuts. But they're basically these Wishard folding pad eyes. Port lights aren't the same distance,
Of course not.
port and starboard, from the front trim piece.
What's surprising is that you're surprised.
So now we got to install bigger pad eyes for jackline tethers in the cockpit. Freaking bee. Yeah, it was the bee festival lately. So I'm guessing somewhere about here. So I know you get all punchy to start filming, but I'm not even close to set up.
I'm ready.
I know. I'm putting butyl on the bolt heads. These came with backing plates. So it works with a nylock washer, and then I can cap that little snaggy part of the tip of the screw that sticks out from the nylock with an acorn, because I have a tendency to bump my head on every single thing that is sharp and pointy on this boat. All right, we're trying to figure out how to secure things. So Jenny's got the sailright machine out, stitching loops in the end of this webbing material, and we're going to use it to strap down our bins.
What do you think?
I think it'll work. I don't think the lids are going to come jumping off or anything.
Okay. Cool. What have we been doing?
Tied a knot in it and latched it into the cabinet. And it actually works pretty good.
It's not bad. Seems a little temporary.
It's...
Like I said, I don't know how secure that latch is. Pull the books out.
Seems to stay tighter. Hey, there's a bunch of storage space under here I just found. These used to be drawers, and we converted this to tilt-up storage. This thing used to be screwed down, and it just slid out and made a double wide berth. I took apart the drawers and gained a whole lot of extra space, like cubic feet worth of extra space, and now I'm just trying to find a way to secure the false fronts. So these will just be false fronts secured with a piece of aluminum channel. And like what I've done down here is recess this in. This holds it flat. What I got here is a little machine screw and a machine screw threaded insert into the back like that. And then that goes into the aluminum bars that way if anything shifts or anything, it won't knock these fronts off. We got the sailright machine sits right here. That whole case sits right here, and it's got cleats and a strap and everything to strap down.
What else you doing?
Just screwing down some little cleats to keep stuff from shifting as we pack this thing full of all of our extraneous belongings. I was going to use a different word, but that's fine. This has been a big adventure. Stuffing everything away. You wouldn't believe all the crap we're stowing everywhere. Engine room, lazarette, port and starboard, everything in the quarter berth. Now we're working on this area, the starboard slide out settee. So we've got these bundles of just miscellaneous stuff we don't want to get rid of, and we'll take it with us. And so I've got, everywhere from fiberglass cloth rolled up to peel ply to there's some waxed canvas that I'd like to make a tool roll for at some point, but haven't got around to it. Shelter right. Yeah, it's all canvas stuff. So we got this thing here, and up under here, there's just a mad hollow spot. Goes up underneath our shelves and our drawers that pull out on this side. So we hung some straps and installed some straps and snaps. And this will tuck stuff up under this dead space in the curve of the hull to hold this canvas, fiberglass, blah, 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 all that stuff. There you go.
Making storage project continues.
Yeah, packing things away, boxing things up, strapping things down, working our way back in here into the depths of the quarter berth. These long blades are a bit of a nightmare, but they do seem to fit right here. How you liking it now? This loop is fixed, and then that one just snaps. Let's go diving. So more storage bins back here. We got these little straps. Of course, I can't do them one-handed. I had to throw down a cleat. And actually, I gotta move some plumbing right here a little bit, get this up and out of the way. This is the cockpit shower. I got straps coming through this fiddle strip, a couple of pad eyes over here, and they're backed up with big fat washers underneath, through bolted. The bin storage is insane in this area now. Hopefully this will all keep everything in place. I'll be able to get 2 more high up here as well as one more of these big dogs in here. These deep bins will hold gallon jugs of epoxy. We should be pretty good on storage, and then we can get miscellaneous loosies that won't now shift and fall down into the steering quadrant back here. And the emergency tiller is strapped up and secured. Tons of stuff on the shelf. Now it's time to go back to watching hockey. Making some straps to put the Honda generator and secure it down right here. I got a cleat down here so that it can't shift forward and aft, and then secured for passages. And the beauty of it is that I can still get to critical things like seawater strainer. And to the stuffing box if I need to. All right, so now I'm making a way to hold these lines, and hopefully this idea kind of works out, but I was kind of thinking up here, a couple of straps here installed, and I'm thinking I'll install buttons, something like this. Yeah, so even these could be shorter, even the short ones. Line organizers. Jenny cleaned this up. One of the other survivors of the shed fire. When was that? 21? Is that 2021? I just got to see if I can find a spot for it in the boom gallows. To be right here. It's kind of actually right there, but you can't really reach it. You still can't reach it down here. Oh, let me get some screws to fit it.